For me, getting into motorsport started off with fixing bikes. I was doing that for my friends, family, different people within the community for free of charge, and then went on from that to four wheels, go-karting in Burgess Park. And when that track closed down, I decided that if I can't be inside of the car and race, I'll be outside of the car and help to build it. And for me, that was my main motivation. So it was when I got into university that I could start doing that again with Formula Student. Got rejected from Formula Student in my third year after volunteering for the first two, and then eventually decided to do different projects to ultimately get myself back in and show that I was more than capable as an engineer, and the rest is history, and I'm here. One of my biggest motivations for trying to go into motorsport was actually Lewis and everything that he had been doing on the racetrack, and then just seeing him as someone that was a maverick that stood out like a sore thumb, but ultimately someone that I felt like I could relate to, someone that came from a background that he wasn't necessarily meant to be there if you look at the odds that he had to overcome, but he managed to do it. And I've always seen myself as that, coming from a place like Peckham where you're surrounded by so many vices and you have to really do your best to try and get anything. So for me, it was really that strive and struggle. I feel like I could identify with him from that perspective. So that was definitely a big reason for motorsport. Another thing is I'm just competitive, if I'm being honest. I'll compete over anything. So it started off with racing bikes in Peckham Car Park and then go-karting, and that was like a natural thing for me. So to be in that motorsport and racing environment is kind of where I thrived the most. So it was a natural decision for me. I think for me, what makes me stand out is I've always seen myself as a humanitarian engineer. So for me, people has always been at the center of everything that I'm trying to do and create. So when it was fixing bikes, it was never about the technology or the engineering. It was actually about how can I solve someone's problems. And as a result of solving their problems, they have a better life than they did before I entered it. So for me, it's always been about my focus on the person and constantly being there for them until that problem is resolved. So that endurance, and I don't think a lot of people have the stamina to continue to go that long, and I think that's probably what has helped me, just my love for making sure people have better outcomes than they do now. For me, I don't think there's any one particular role model that I would highlight. I've taken inspiration from so many different people on my journey, taking the best parts, whether it be my mum, my older brother Kenny, and all of those people have shaped my values in some way or another, and I just try and take the best parts and make sure that I'm the best version of myself. So yeah, I've had a lot of real people around me, real models, as my friend Haley likes to say, that have guided my journey, and yeah, it's kind of helped me to get to where I am today.